Yeah.
All right. So the South Africa, as I mentioned, got 13 official languages, probably 14 at the moment. But because our spoken language isn't our original form of communication, there's speculation that when the reptilians came to this planet originally, they landed in, or some of the groups came to Africa, and to cause divide in order to conquer, they said, okay, we would love to trade with you. We'll learn and teach you something, obviously communicating, and teach you a language, right, through sound and vibration, causing the first languages, different languages other than Ulwazi, which is the first spoken language, to take root. And then they did it with a whole bunch of different tribes, each one to talk their own language so that they can't understand each other. But because of the trade, they took away, obviously probably with the DNA disconnect as well, they took away the telepathy. So they had to learn verbal communication. So they caused all these different languages to cause a divide so that they can root themselves deeper, so that they can trade, especially with the royals, because there's a lot of royalty in Africa because of all the different kingdoms that were situated all throughout. So yeah, it was just something fascinating that, because Africa is also known, some places known as the cradle of humankind, but to what extent, right? Because we know we don't just come from this planet, right? But yeah, it's just an interesting origin story which I don't teach you in school, about the different languages and where it actually comes from.
Yeah, and I would like to add to that, and I totally agree with you. And because what they've shown me is that telepathy, but then there was also sound, and the sounds carried vibration and meaning, and then there was language. But with the sounds, there was energy and frequency and vibration, and one single sound had a lot of meaning. And then when they introduced languages, they were slightly distorted from the original sound. So that was distorted and manipulated and changed from the original sound. Hi, Daniel. And then they have the Pleiadians do talk to me a lot, especially in downloads, about language and how it's like such a major what's the word, a major system or thing that has been manipulated and changed, and so many words have been taken out of the English language, of all languages. And it's also a divide, of course, you know, we know that. But yeah, it originated with sound and frequency. And I'm sure there's so much more we don't know as well. But I find it fascinating that it's a very small percentage of words that we have now compared to what we used to have in the language. It's really been inverted. It's been changed so much from its original origins, and it's changed. Our language is so important. It's changed our perception, because when you take a word out, like some of the languages don't have words for please or thank you, but when you take words out of a language completely, it distorts so much, and it also divides our brothers and sisters across the water, or over there in a different country.
Yeah, it also changes the intention as well to the main concept that we try to articulate.
I know I don't normally do this now, but I think now would be, for me anyway, I think I'd like to go and get a coffee before we really start. Hi, Daniel, sorry. You and Daniel look very similar.
It's just the long hair, you know, so. Men with long hair, yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny as well, the invertation of it. I don't know if you've seen the trend. A lot of women lately prefer short hair and men are growing their hair. So there's a lot of invertation going there as well.
Oh, yes. But that's going on for ages, this sort of invitation, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go and get a quick coffee. So I don't know if you guys want a break. I'm going to press pause on the recording. Yep. You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're ready, both feet comfortably flat on the floor. Take your shoes off if you want to. Hands comfortably in your lap. Just get comfortable. Take some nice deep breaths in through your nose. Down to your belly. Hold it and breathe out through your mouth. And do that 3 or 4 more times. Visualize Archangel Michael to your left, Ashtar behind you, please can you put yourselves on mute, Merlin in front of you, and Jesus to your right. So thanks. So Ashtar behind you, Archangel Michael to your left, Merlin in front of you, and Jesus to your right. And you can visualize him holding your hand if you want to. With that, with that beautiful energy of his coming from his hand into your hand, and you can feel in your fingers and the tips of your fingers and your thumb and your palm, you can feel the love frequency that he carried going into you You can feel it empathically, and you can also feel the energy going up your right arm into your whole body, especially your heart area. And visualize yourself in a spiral or a coil of beautiful high frequency energy, and as it goes up in a coil shape around your body, beautiful high frequency energy that contains downloads of information and light frequencies and vibrations, and you can also feel it being absorbed into your body, to your core, affecting your whole body, your whole body, including your aura, including your skin. And then you can feel it being absorbed internally. You can even feel it, Judy, in all parts of your body. This beautiful energy healing you internally, your stomach region, your back, your shoulders, the tightness that you might feel in your shoulders or anywhere. That your body is naturally absorbing and reaching out for this beautiful healing energy. You can feel it in all parts of your body. Actually, your DNA is also affected by this energy. So many of you lay dormant and unawake. So many of you are here to shine. So many of you are here to assist, to raise the frequency of humanity. Thank you. You are in a quantum leap. You are in a quantum leap. Your Earth was captured and taken over and by negative forces that still rule your Earth. Some of you are of a lesser understanding, are captivated by these beings, by this show that is portrayed on your mass media, on your TVs, on your radios, on your social medias, on your TikToks. There was a point in history, and many of you will know this, all of you here, we know. We know you understand what we are explaining and showing and teaching and sharing and perhaps even providing information. We know that those here this evening understand that what we are saying and resonate with our energies. There was a point in your history, as we have said before, the downfall of Atlantis was epic, but it was a downfall. Your Earth was taken over by negative, thank you, negative ET energies, beings. Some of you may call them reptilian. But you were invaded. You were invaded. So many of your sacred lands had real sacred tribes and a heart connection. Those tribes had heart connection to your Mother Earth. Native America, Ireland, Australia, Africa. We heard all of your words, including Soma's about Africa earlier. Africa is exceptional. Africa is unique. Most of your sacred lands, most of your sacred tribes, we will use Native America as a prime example because it is a good example of how the Native Americans were taken over. And they have lost. The vast majority of their people have lost the sacred connection to the land, to Mother Earth, through addiction, through alcohol, through drugs, through food. All of your sacred people have been targeted. Africa is exceptional in that it has not lost as much as some places or countries or people have lost the connection eventually down through each generation. The connection to the land is stronger, or one of the strongest on your planet. To the land. We would agree that, or we would agree that Africa is the heart of many things. It is the heart of the 13 tribes. It is the heart of the 13 crystal skulls. It is the heart of astrology. It is the heart of language. It is the heart of feminine energy. It is the heart of birth energy, of being born, and birth energy and new beginnings. When your planet was invaded, which it was, America, Africa, forgive Soma. Oh, Africa was one of the main places. It is a feminine, those lands, that land is a birth energy, a born energy, a feminine energy that gives birth, renewal. Frequency, birth, vibration. It is a place of beginnings. It is a place of imagination. It is a place of resources. Undoubtedly. It is a place of sound, of frequency, of energy, of color. The love frequency in Africa, the vibration, the frequency of the land there, the love frequency is so strong, it is unbreakable. Whereas many other places, many other countries, it has been severed or broken. Like it was in Atlantis. Almost. Almost. These negative ET energies are dare we say, a force to be reckoned with, dare we say. They are the very opposite of love frequency. Their mission, their purpose is to cage you, which they have done well up until now. Your energies are extremely opposite of those, of theirs. You contain the love frequency. You contain the lighter vibrations, the lighter love frequencies and vibrations. Many of you remember heaven on earth. Many of you remember our frequencies and living with us and other star nations such as Sirius and Lyra, Lemuria, Atlantis. Living far from Earth. We showed Soma an image earlier, and you saw her reaction, but she did not speak the words because she found it overwhelming. But what we were showing her was the energy of the reptilian beings and how and just how negative they are to the core, and the distraction energy that they came in with to your earth. Many of the, thank you, many of the angels and archangels in your history were not archangels or angels. Some of them were even us or other Star Nation beings like Sirius, Lyra. And they were portrayed or recorded or drawn as being angels that came down from above with wings. There was a call put out to the universe. Eons ago, you heard this call that your planet had been invaded and overtaken. And it has taken you eons of time to get here now, to where you are sitting here today. It has taken you eons of lifetimes within the universe, not just to mention lifetimes on Earth. But you heard the call, which is why you are here now, at this time, on your Earth, in the great leap, ascension, quantum leap. You are here to change the systems on your Earth. That is no small task. These reptilian energies are extremely negative and are a force to be reckoned with, which is not a positive thing. They have tried to complete their mission, their agenda, which is negative in the extreme, to obliterate you, obliterate the Earth, to deceive you, to manipulate you, to control you, to keep you caged, to keep you living on a lower frequency, so that they can continue to rule over you, to control you, to keep you caged, to keep you as slaves, whether you are black or white, or yellow-skinned, white-skinned. You are all slaves in their eyes. This cannot, and will not continue. There are great changes coming to your planet. That many of you did not foresee happening in your lifetime. Even the seers amongst you knew something was coming, but didn't know what it was. And that is as it should have been. We would describe it as the light blinding you if you had have seen it coming. You may have felt something coming or known that there would be a shift and have read the prophecies and known that there were changes coming, that these systems that were controlling you, all systems on Earth, are run by negative ET energy. And all of these systems will fall, will crash, will burn up, will be blown up and destroyed. They will crumble, they will fall, they will dissipate, they will be evaporated. These systems on Earth will not continue. They will not continue. And in your lifetimes, okay, hold on. In your lifetimes, your lifetimes, those here this evening and listening in the future will see major shifts, great changes that will give the illusion or appearance that they are happening rapidly. But that is not even true. For at the downfall of Atlantis, we looked for you to be here now. You have been preparing yourselves for this time now, for eons, thousands, millions of lifetimes you have had since then, in preparation for now. We cannot emphasize enough or Soma cannot find the vocabulary, the language to explain the magnitude of this situation. She cannot find the words because they were taken out. Everything you have known has been a lie. You have been deceived on a grand scale. You have been manipulated on a grand scale, controlled, dumbed down, deceived immensely about who you are, about your energy, about your abilities, your innate abilities, about your sight, your clairvoyance, your connection to us, star nations, the galactics, the cosmos. It is such a beautiful thing, and you have access to it all. There is nothing separate from you. You are divine beings. Soma again is looking for words to describe how connected and divine and how much magnitude you have. How powerful you are. You are God's children. You are God's. You are here to change this these systems on Earth, where you have evil elite running your planet, and yet you have the most beautiful light beings born as children dying in Africa or Tibet. Many places on your earth, children are dying from starvation. India. And yet on a soul level, these beings are sometimes being of light, of us, even souls that have reincarnated into tiny little bodies that are perishing through lack of food. These are great souls. And yet the elite are reptilian. The vast majority, those at the top of the pile or systems, top of the pyramid, you will see systems change on your planet in your lifetime, in Soma's lifetime. She will see systems crumble, money, school, education, politics, police, military, all systems are disintegrating. Those contracts that we spoke of, several channelings back, contracts have been torn up, have ended. Stars are realigning. Periods of time, sections, Soma is looking for a more accurate word. But you are at an ending and a beginning, and you are there in the middle of an ending and a beginning. You are mid turning of the page. But it has taken you eons of lifetimes to get here that prepared you to be here now, to withhold the energy, to withstand the blow from the backlash from the negative agendas, who are even using technology in a negative way against you, which can feel like there is no winning or no positive outcome, because it can feel, even to starseeds, even to those in this group, or to some of those in this group here this evening and listening in the future, it can feel like the odds are stacked against you. But they are not evolved spiritually. Therefore, they cannot win this war. on spirituality that is being played out on your planet. And even on other planets and beneath your feet, deep in underground tunnels, caverns, spaces, caves. The wickedness that Soma is trying to describe is perhaps best left unspoken. But do not underestimate. Many of you do underestimate your governments, your military, your countries, Israel. Many of you do not believe the facts or the atrocities of what your governments are doing to you, which is inhumane. These are not human beings that you are dealing with. These are hugely negative ET beings. That are using negative technology or technology in a negative way, rather, because the technology is not negative. It could also be used for positive. Now would be a good time for questions.
Thank you, Soma. I wonder if they are able to use as much technological manipulation in Africa, since you said the feminine energy is very strong there. Because I see it as very masculine, this technological manipulation.
We are pleased you have asked this question. What we are showing Soma, we haven't shared with her before, either privately or personally or behind the scenes. And we most certainly have not shared it publicly. Normally, we will share things to her privately first, and then re-download the information to her publicly. That is the way she prefers it. But sometimes we like to have humor, and sometimes we like to surprise her with new information publicly. So sometimes she does not get a chance to absorb or hear it before we say it publicly. Most of the time she does. Most of the time we allow her, we give her this. She is looking for the right word again. Privilege is the wrong word. Advantage is the wrong word, but she cannot find another. She likes to hear our words. To process, to absorb before she shares it publicly. We do not always do this. There are many sacred tribes on your earth. We were talking about them earlier. The Native Americans, for example, who had such a strong connection to Mother Earth. And yet so many Native Americans today have addiction, drug, alcohol, problems that the old native ways are no longer, are no longer what they used to be. And this is the same for many sacred tribes, many sacred people. Africa is unique, perhaps, in the way that there are people in Africa. We have not shared this before with Soma, as we just explained, but there are people in Africa, in African tribes, that are secretly gathering these days to take back what was once theirs. And we are not just talking about Africa, about the land. We are talking about energy, frequency, sound, even vibration. We are talking about abilities and healing techniques. We are talking about a positive secret society that is positive, where Africans are meeting in secret, perhaps even in underground bases, using technology for positive, for light, for love, for frequency. These men and women are gathering secretly to work for humanity, to change the systems on Earth. And they are using technology in a most positive way. And they do have a connection to us. They do have a connection to us. There is a portal. There is a portal that you spoke of earlier. And we are aware of this. Something that we will also add that is barely known, even by Soma, is that the Africans, or Africa, has a very strong connection to Stonehenge. We have not shared this before with Soma, publicly or unpublicly. There is a connection between Africa and Stonehenge. There are portals, there are lines of energy between Africa and Stonehenge that is connected, including other places. Almost you could describe them as being like telephone lines or energy lines that are connectors. This is something that most of your sacred sites have or had. Some of them have been dislodged or severed or moved or manipulated or changed or, thank you, interfered with, so that the connection is slightly off kilter or inaudible, for an example, or a bad connection where it's inaudible, or the connection is tainted or fuzzy, or because it has been dislodged or interfered with or pushed off kilter, or the energy has, let us say that the energy has been interfered with. As an example, we will describe it as like a bad connection on a mobile device or telephone. There are good people. There are light beings in your royal families across the planet. There are good people. There are light beings. There are light workers. In your governments, in your military, in all systems that have been put in place there, including presidents. That are working for humanity and carry such a strong light frequency and vibration. And many of these peoples, for want of a better word, are working together in secret for unity, for love, for freedom, for truth. Deep underground. The ones in Africa are very interesting, given their resources and their beginnings in Africa. The heart energy, the birth energy. They have not lost their, they are unique. In the sense that their connection is so deep. Oh. Their connection to Earth is so deep. And they have been targeted for so long. And yet they have never really truly lost their connection to Mother Earth or the stars from where they came. They are probably one of the strongest groups on your planet today. We say strongest because we can't find another word. But they have the strongest, or one of the strongest energies that seem to be able to, that are very, thank you, determined. They have a very warrior type energy that is innate within them. which is why they are still targeted today. The Celtic spirit, the Celtic warrior spirit, has almost been obliterated, almost, in comparison. There are, as we were explaining earlier, there are governmental people, presidential people in Africa that are meeting beneath your earth, that are using technology in a positive way. Excuse Soma. And these people who are meeting underground, having conversations for humanity. This momentum, this energy, this powerful warrior spirit is building momentum rapidly and gaining strength rapidly. And it is reaching out to other of a similar ilk across waters, meaning to say that it is reaching out to other governmental people in power that are good, to the west, to the east, to the north, to the south, in all directions. And as we said earlier, you will see great changes on your planet in your lifetime. It will appear to come rapidly, but you have been preparing yourselves for eons to be here now. And we come back to the beginning of this channel. Soma cannot find the words to describe the vastness, the magnitude, how epic it is, what is occurring now. She cannot find the words. To explain or share what we are saying. This does not just affect your earth. This affects the whole universe. Some would laugh at the information that we are sharing, because they have had such strong glasses, such strong hearing aids, that all they can believe is the news. This is not real information. That is a movie. That is a distorted version of what is happening, really happening on your planet. We will end this for this evening. And we would wish, we would hope that for the rest of the evening, as you talk amongst yourselves, that you would, which you never record, which is okay, But we would hope that you would connect and laugh and joke and share and talk. The 6 months before we leave, the 6 months of next year is extremely important. It will be an exceptional month. We will leave you for this evening. And we wish that you will unite with each other for the remainder of the evening and joke and share and talk and laugh and experience joy together. We are delighted that you have been here this evening. We love you. We love you so much. We cannot emphasize how strong or important or significant love is. Everything. It is only ever through the love frequency that you get to change how Earth is. Once you tap in individually to this love, vibration, frequency, sound, color, taste, smell, it is only through this love that you can change anything. And it starts with you. It starts with you. It is an internal process. Once you are connected to this, there is nothing outside of you that can hurt you or harm you or manipulate you or force you to consent to something that you do not consent to. And Earth has seen that. Humanity has seen that. The reptilian agendas and the negative ET energies have seen that. Have seen that they cannot win this war. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That they know that they're done. They know their days are numbered. Love wins every time. Every time, love wins.